Hey, Huey Lewis, what day is it? Hey, Jeff, it's day 59. 50 freaking 9. Look at all these dates. It's unbelievable. And we're at 59. Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. That is the way the world is. So let's see what's going on with the cast of characters. Luna, anything you want to add? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it, folks.
Especially today. Where's my microphone? Gimme. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, what's new?
Oh wait,
Hello.
Luke's head connects to the jaw. Boom.
I'm
Look at
eating
that.
black licorice.
Disgusting.
Everyone, please notice Rachel's hair.
It's black like licorice.
It's black. It's been cut.
I cut
I'm
it.
a lot shorter because of Josie.
What do you think of your mother now? What do you think of your mother now? Go on the record. How about you?
She looks gorgeous and beautiful, and I love her.
We went to Josie's school today.
You did? Oh yeah, I was there.
I didn't. I was at work.
How was it?
She had
Kind
to
of.
clear out her locker.
It was kind of sad to go there, and then there's like nobody there because we got there really early, and then I stood there at my locker for like 10 minutes because I didn't know the combination, and everyone else was just like getting their stuff and leaving, and I just stood there and I was like, what am I supposed to do? And until I realized that the teacher was there and then I could ask her. And then I got my stuff out, realized how many lip glosses I had in there, and then I went about my day as I normally do. It was pretty boring.
We took Luna to a doctor's appointment. That was terrifying because the medical facility's like a military compound
Wow.
with people directing you. Park here, park there, park here. Don't park there. Over here, over here, over here, over there, right?
It was fun. We talked about vines. Pretty
Yes.
Cool.
Why don't we show that video right now?
Show that clip right now. Is it
It's recording, yeah.
good morning?
We are at
Someplace
Kaiser Medical Center.
yummy.
Luna is doing
Something.
lab work,
That.
which in my hopeful heart is putting on a lab coat and doing work, but that's not quite what's happening. Giving blood.
Ew.
Blood test. You want to go give blood?
Absolutely not. No.
And then we're off to where?
My school.
We're going to the high school since, first time you've been there since March 12th.
Which is probably gonna make me cry.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna cry the entire time because of the rules, but I'm there to clean out my locker with all of my friends there, but I'm not allowed to look at them or talk to them, which is great.
Here's what I would say. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
No, it was, I can read you
The rules
thing.
are out the window.
I can read you the thing.
What are they going to do? They can't do anything to you because they in order to honor their own rules, the faculty's not allowed to get close to you, right?
Yeah.
I would use that to my advantage. And I just
This
go, look.
will not be a social hour.
Oh, it's not a social hour.
Bring a face covering and practice social distancing
Yes.
and proper hygiene.
Yes. Proper hygiene?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
when visiting.
Can someone explain what that
Bring
means?
your own bag.
Bring a bag. We're not providing you with bags.
Yeah. Oh, okay, here's another question I'm having. What if I don't exactly remember my combination?
Oh, I wouldn't remember it.
I remember 49 and a 6, but there's a third number in there
Is it?
that I don't know.
It's not a lock, right? It's built into the locker.
It's built into the locker.
They should have it on file somewhere because I'm sure that there are a lot of kids today
Who just
who
don't remember it.
Did you ever have that nightmare? Luna just said 15 minutes,
Okay.
which is fine.
Cool beans.
Did you ever have that nightmare where you're at school and you can't remember your locker combination and the bell's ringing? I had that a lot in high school.
It
that
wasn't a nightmare. That just happened to me.
Well, it's never happened to me. I was always a straight A student.
But it was fine because my class period that I have a locker in is right before lunch, so it doesn't even matter.
You know that I was so short when I started high school. You know, because there was no middle school when I went to school. You went
Hey,
from
oh my god, you tell the story all the time.
elementary.
There was no middle school. You went from elementary to high school. So I was in 7th grade.
8th grade. I went from 7th grade elementary to 8th grade high school. But the people who are watching these Shutdown Diaries may not know that story.
Of course.
So, what am I going to say next? I was so short, I did what?
You didn't reach your locker, right?
I learned how to open the locker using the bottom numbers. Do you know how hard that is? But that I was really short. I was 4'11" when I started high school.
That's shorter than me.
Yeah.
Wow. Dork.
Why is your... the height, I can't control my height, make me a... You know what? Listen, the Star Wars, Star Trek, and Back to the Future made me a dork. The height was just...
It added to it, though.
a horrible byproduct of all of that.
Yeah.
I rode a little tiny BMX bike made for like young children to school. I carried myself in a backpack that had buttons on it. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for you today.
Yeah, they have the sign outside of Plummer has pictures of all of the seniors, which is cool. The place where the lockers are is kind of in a weird spot in the school, so I'm gonna have to like walk through it to get there. But I'm not allowed to look or talk to anyone. Like we're all just gonna walk there with our heads down.
But what are they gonna do? They have nothing. They've already said they're not failing anybody. There's no classes.
Well, yeah, but teachers will still threaten me with that.
What?
I still get the message saying your grade's going to go down.
To what? They can only go so far down. And a lot of your classmates are not even making any effort compared to what you're doing.
I'm not putting in any effort. You think I'm putting in effort?
You're putting in a little effort. Some of them don't even lift up the laptop on a given day.
Sometimes.
These are weird times we're living in. We're social distancing. May we never hear this word again.
No, there's going to be so many bans.
I thought I hated YOLO.
Social distancing.
Social distance. What are words you hate? Social distancing, fleek, YOLO.
Vibes. But not vibe, not like vibe check. Like good vibes. I hate the phrase good vibes.
Influencer.
Instagrammable.
Selfie.
TikToker.
Hey, that's so stupid. That is so stupid.
TikToker.
There are many times when that crap comes up that I just look in the mirror. First I go, oh, that's me. And then second I go, I'm so glad I'm old.
I was going to show you some funny TikToks.
Why, you and I share Vines. We're the only ones in the family who enjoy those old Vines.
Every single time we turn them on, Mom leaves the room.
She loses her mind. To her, they're like fake phony phone calls, and I love listening to phony phone calls, and your mother cannot stand phony phone calls.
I love Vines. What's
Prank
your
calls.
favorite Vine?
My favorite Vine? Well, it used to be blocking out all the haters, but that one, he must have pulled all those out because they're not in any of the compilations.
I've seen it a few times, but it's not as popular as other ones.
Yeah, no, that guy vanished. I like the guy who goes, Adam.
That's a good one.
I like that one.
Adam.
I like the guy who goes, I do that.
I do that.
Yeah, that one's funny.
That's a good one.
And, I like that lady banging the pots to the music.
I know you just sleep because
that's funny. Those are funny.
You haven't seen the ramen one enough.
What's the ramen one?
It's this guy, he's in front of a museum, and I don't know what the actual context is, but they're like yellow things hanging down and you can stand in them.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and then he goes, they got a ramen noodle exhibit. Watch out, Sharon, that's a lot of sodium. That's my favorite. Another one you haven't seen a lot is this lady's walking past and she's in the middle of a very intense phone call, and she goes, and they were roommates. And then the guy turns the camera on himself and he goes, oh my God, they were roommates. I wish that we knew what she was talking about. Do you think she knows? She has to know that her conversation's on the internet.
Oh, sure.
So why would she tell us what was happening?
I'm sure
roommates?
There's a lot of those where you can look them up and they've done their research, like Know Your Meme.
Not really. Most people
Isn't there one
popular Vines just disappear.
Isn't there one where a guy is... See, they're hard to describe because they're so abstract, but where a guy's just sort of rocking out and it just keeps getting... He's banging his head.
Yes. Yeah,
you know
going to the car, right?
Yes.
Yes. he's walking out, but then his face gets like completely more morphed as it goes on.
Yes.
That's a good one. That is the same energy as the other one in the car, where a song comes on and he goes, "This is my jam." No, shut it off. And then he pulls out jam. This is my jam.
Yeah. It's all puns.
They're great.
The guy
There's
goes.
also a lot of weird ones.
Yeah, the guy goes, "Oh, look, road work ahead."
Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Oh.
You know, I didn't know what that meant until like a year ago.
They did. Oh my God.
I was like,
I also like the one where, but again, some of these you see a couple of times, and other ones, every compilation has the same 4 or 5 videos. And as good as it is, tired of seeing that one where the guy did the opening credits of a sitcom starring himself.
oh yeah. Sometimes, yeah. That's a good one though.
You don't even know that that's a real theme song. That's
No,
from Perfect Strangers.
I just know it from starring me.
Yeah.
And me completely giving up. No, it's a good one. I like the one with the kid with the lizard on his head, and he's petting it and it bites him, and then he like completely tries to act like it didn't happen, and then his dad goes, "Did it bite you?" And he goes, "No." That's a good one.
Vines.
I like the girl who steps outside and she goes, "When there's too much drama at school, all you gotta do is walk away."
Yes, you like
That's a
that
good
one. And what's the kid in the field say? It's from some self-help.
You want kazoo?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah.
I love you on kazoo. Have you ever seen that all the way through?
Yeah. Best of the Worst did it.
I love you on
You just
kazoo.
like. Well, I know. I like when they take those obscure 80s tapes and chop them up out of context. Because I grew up on those, watching these horribly produced children's videos and self-help videos. When I worked at the video store, Blockbuster was the leader of the video store movement. So whatever Blockbuster did, everybody had to follow suit. So Blockbuster had a whole shelf of movies that were free to rent. You could just get one for free. You know what they were? How to quit smoking, how to lose weight, how to stop, drinking, all these self-help. And some of those children ones were like Stranger Danger and all. People would rent them because it made them feel good to get a free one. But nobody's watching this crap. And where I worked, before Blockbuster, I worked at a mom and pop. Their self-help ones were like ones that cost $1. Like the cheapest, crappiest tape you could ever see. There's one that we saw on a compilation. It's called Smoking Kumquat or something. Octopus Kumquat. It's about how to quit smoking. Talk to you by an octopus with 8 cigarettes. Like, yeah.
Wonderful. I love that.
When I worked at the video store, one of the most popular video series was by Tim Conway. And it was, you ever heard of Dorf? Yeah, you don't know what that is, right?
No, I have no clue
But
what that
think
is.
about this. This guy, now Tim Conway's a comic genius. He would get down on his knees and put a pair of shoes under his knees, so like he was a short person.
Yes.
And he taught you how to play golf. It was called Dorf on Golf. And Tim Conway probably made $10 million off of Dorf on Golf video cassettes.
Really?
Because they were $30 to buy. You couldn't really rent them.
Why did people like them so much?
You're asking the wrong guy. Some comedy just eludes me, and a guy on, and I think Tim Conway's a comic genius, but putting shoes on your knees and that's like drawing a face on your chin and sitting upside down. Like it's just silliness.
It was funny though.
That's funny, yeah.
I clicked like on the TikTok, so.
Oh, somebody's, of course they've done that on TikTok.
Yeah, someone's done the shoe thing on TikTok too.
Oh, of course they have.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My favorite TikToks are the ones that have Vine energy. That's my favorite subcategory of TikToks.
No, my favorite TikToks are the ones where they point to pithy things that are being put on the screen and they're lecturing you about something. And they'll have the same look, like, gender is a construct. Women make less money than men. I don't want to be.
man.
I don't want to be preached at. Just try to entertain and shut up.
all the TikToks on my phone are stupid people and cats and dogs. A lot of animals.
Okay. Well, Luna should be out soon. We're going to wrap it up. Look, we have 12 minutes for the show. 13 minutes. Do you want to check your hair?
No, I had a whole problem with my hair this
You look like
morning.
Rosanna Dana.
I don't know who that is.
I'm going to show you.
I'm going to Google it.
Gilda Radner, comic genius. This is not going to end well, folks. You know this, right? She's never going to take it as a compliment.
Rosanna Dana.
Rosanna Dana. Hey, show it to the camera here.
Dad!
Yeah, show it. That's you. Rosanna Dana.
What the heck? Why would you do that to me?
Oh, because Gilda Radner's a comic legend. Gilda Radner, Madeline Kahn, Cloris Leachman. These are all some of the most unbelievably funny women you've ever met. Ever seen on the big screen. There you go. Look at all her dreams have been destroyed. Have you ever seen that one of the guy on the roller coaster and he keeps fainting? And they put the Windows shutdown music every time he passes out?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's great. All right, folks. We'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks, me. Isn't that good? Saw it in there. Isn't that
Hey,
good?
can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Did you say a cherry or a Coke slushie?
I did it. Cherry.
Look at that.
I love black licorice.
You're the only person.
I'm not the only.
Every
Yes.
time it sells,
No, Laura eats
every
black
time you
licorice.
buy it, a little beep goes off somewhere in a
Me and Laura,
factory.
We go to the beach every summer. We bring black licorice.
What's the beach?
The beach is
Oh
an
my
amazing
God.
place with sand and waves, and I'm going soon.
I am so sick of this puzzle.
Yeah, we're still working on the puzzle. We have a lot more done.
Yeah, it's pretty
Do we?
impressive.
It's getting there.
Who
It's
knew
getting there.
Skywalker was just 2 heads and legs.
Yeah.
Never-ending puzzle.
I
It
think that's
never
correct.
is, and it's taking our nice, cool table.
There we go. Look, I got it.
We have to finish it to get the table back.
There's Luke Skywalker on spinach.
Less talking, more
He
puzzling.
thinks
Something's
he's
wrong
so
there.
funny, but he's not.
You know he's joking,
Oh.
right? There's no torso.
That's what I
Do it,
thought.
Austin.
I'm a torso.
I'm a torso.
And it was weird looking.
I'm
Let's go over there and show it
fine.
right side up,
The
shall we?
lighting is gonna be terrible.
Look at that. You
It's
can really
coming
see it on
together.
camera.
It's coming together.
Come together.
Am I still teaching you guys a TikTok?
Yeah, why don't you teach Austin a
What's
TikTok with your mom?
Isn't that stealing our information?
Not everything is a government conspiracy.
TikTok is run by the Chinese government.
There
And
you
when
go.
you post a TikTok, they now own you. Physically own you.
This is my last piece of black licorice. But don't worry. I have boysenberry licorice next.
Yes. You're never out of licorice.
Gross. Licorice.
When are we going to go to Knott's again?
The taste isn't bad. It's the
Soon.
texture of licorice that's gross.
We need to get some stuff for Dale and Paula.
Are red vines licorice?
Yes. Right?
I don't know.
Oh, wait,
I
not
call
red.
it all
Red
the-
vines are licorice. What about Twizzlers?
No. Those
Twizzlers
the ones
are
that
candy,
pull apart.
yes.
Yeah. I eat that too, though.
Did you work hard today?
Yeah, it's better because I have co-workers now. Who knew? So now that I'm not doing the job of Ted,
You know that teamwork makes the dream work.
it's much better. Still long days, and summer's coming and they're only gonna get longer. Well, I'm gonna live for those weekends. I'm going to Arizona.
I
I'm
hate
going
to.
to
I hate
Vegas.
to interrupt. Levi is requesting your reaction to his shaved head.
I'm getting my picture.
Okay.
Look how much I've
Hold
done.
up. Thank you.
Okay.
What's wrong, Austin?
Look at how much I've done. I've connected things since you guys have been talking. Look at the Jawa and Luke. How completed
Yes.
that.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah. I'm making it happen. I'm making the dream happen.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly.
Why do you keep
Exactly.
saying that?
And friendship is the perfect blend ship.
Wait. Oh, boom. Boom. Boom, IGDA.
Lucy also
Boom.
wants to know what you think of her shaved head.
Oh my god.
wait, do it again.
You could have just sent the same picture.
It's special. It's from the heart.
Tell her she looks like Sinead O'Connor. Love it.
She doesn't
I
know,
don't know how to
doesn't
spell
know who
that.
that is.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna
Oh,
say
why?
it into the.
This is really coming together. Look at this.
Sinead O'Connor.
Is that how you spell it?
Yes.
Okay.
In just the time you've talked, look at this. It's all coming together. Good boy.
Can I say that I'm
It's
impressed
all coming back to you.
that I have not shaved my head entirely
Gotta put that caveat on
this
it.
whole quarantine.
Not entirely.
That's really good.
So, can I teach you how to make a TikTok now? Can I please teach you a TikTok dance? Please?
Why would we need to learn this?
For funsies!
Like right now we're filming.
Like, when we stop going, and then... Please.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna be horrible, but okay.
We'll
So look for it.
have Austin do it too. You'll be better than Austin.
Great.
You're gonna do great, Austin.
I don't
You will
I don't
find a
know.
bag right down there for you.
For me?
Yes.
Is it the trash bag?
Is there a treat for me tonight?
Of course.
Inside is your immunity idol. You'll be safe for a week on the island.
Yeah.
But it's gonna cost you
Finale.
6 fire tokens.
Do they have that now?
Oh, yeah.
What the heck is a fire token? Is that
Something good.
crypto
Survivor
currency?
cash.
This is too good to just be an everyday present.
Oh, we'll give it back then.
Oh, heck no.
Well, what is it? Open it up.
You wanna show us?
It's a vintage Barbie. A 90s vintage Barbie.
Oh, look at that in the box.
It is the Paint and Dazzle Barbie.
Oh.
Look at her.
It looks like somebody's already painted and dazzled it.
Okay, because I would not paint nor dazzle her. Especially not
These are the
after all these
Barbies
years.
the commercials make it look like
Okay,
a mess.
I remember the commercial for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never have done this.
They did this and a car.
But her outfit was atrocious even before it was bedazzled. That's why I was like, okay, let's take a look at this girl. Oh, look, there is still
Lucy got your Barbie letter.
Is there
today,
still
Mom.
puff paint in it?
yes.
Is that the big get? The brush?
The brush.
Every Barbie came with these back in the 80s and 90s. The classic Barbie brush are my favorite brushes. And out of all the Barbies I've gotten so far, I do not have a classic Barbie brush. I have the Barbie size for them. It doesn't work. I use my American Girl dolls. It works. But there's something about the classic Barbie brush. Oh, she still has her shoes on. Okay, you guys. Okay. I don't know about this outfit.
She's got puffy paint in her
I
hair.
love it, but I don't know about this outfit. Okay. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to do her a number. But that's okay. Because
You don't want it. You can put it back and list it back on
Oh,
eBay.
no.
Let me see the
Okay,
new Barbie.
look at this outfit.
I think
Look
that
at
outfit's adorable.
Look at this outfit. Look at this right
This
here.
is so ugly.
I do kind of dig her big earrings. I'm not going to lie on
They're
that
the
one.
size of a face.
They
Well,
are the size of her face.
That was the
Yeah,
style.
those
of
are coming out.
Austin.
That was
No,
the
they-
style at the
I
time.
love them.
God.
This is her
No.
style, Josie.
That's disgusting.
It can all come out while you're bathing her, but it's going back on.
Ma'am.
I love her. She's beautiful. She is a keeper.
What year does it say on the box?
Oh, what? Let me see. I'll be beauty
Ooh,
inside a box.
glitter.
He goes like this, like this, like this, even though he's done this 1,000 times. And then he finally finds the right date, which I
1993.
found the first time, and I hardly do this. 1993. Oh, look at the girl in the box. He always points out the little girls. Wow, these chicks are having a good time. Look at them. They're like, we are painting and dazzling our Barbies.
You only get to
Barbie
do
is
it
the
once.
only word he doesn't say in a British accent, and it scares me. He goes, "All right, so today we're opening up a new Barbie."
Yeah.
And it like freaks me out.
And he
I'm
also
like,
reads
oh.
the back of every box. So let's read the back of this box. It's a blast. Have a decorating party for Barbie. I'm doing it in my commercial voice. Create your own design with 4 paint and dazzle Barbie dolls. Every doll has her own unique accessory and 2 fabric paint for a different way to decorate. Squiggle on the paint and add some decorations. It's easy, fun, and best of all, it's yours. You decide how you want Barbie to look. Well, isn't she glamorous? Look at her.
Do the knees bend?
Of course they do. This is when Barbies were still cool. I love it. And I love, these are my favorite Barbie hands, by the way, the mold. Like, the up and down.
Arms.
Yeah, arms, sorry.
Not hands.
And, well, no, and the way they're like this, so that she can, like, put one on her hip or one in her hair. Like, this is the best Barbie hands they've ever done.
Yeah, because this
The straight
these,
on.
These
Let me
Barbies
see the
got
Barbie.
these.
Yes. Yes. This Barbie compared to that Barbie, billion times better.
I want to see the new doll.
Oh, have a ball.
Wow. She's all bubbly and strange.
So you want to compare this legs? Feel this Barbie.
She can go. Shake,
Oh,
shake,
yeah,
shake.
yeah.
Feel.
Feel
Shake, shake,
They're just so cheap now.
Oh, yeah.
This is
legs
hardly
on that.
held together.
That's Barbies nowadays, though. That's a Barbie. Right? Right? Play with the arms on that one. See what you get to do with it. That's it.
She's trying to get her coffee in the morning. She's tired.
see the difference?
Oh.
Beautiful Barbie, but just, I wish they bring back the cookies.
They need the
Come on,
cookie
Mattel.
legs.
Come on, Mattel. Bring
Yeah.
us back the bendable legs.
Well, she can strike a variety of poses with the movement they've given right here. She can go, ooh, ooh. Right?
I'm so
She can go,
excited about this comb.
This is her dance. This is called the Barbie
I
dance.
want like 100 of these.
She likes the comb better than the doll.
That's it. My cylinder. My color reveal cylinder. You said fill it with shoes. But I'm like,
with combs.
but I play with the shoes a lot. But if I got a lot of combs, how pretty would that be? That's where I'm keeping
I
my
can
Okay.
see kiss in my hair too.
This is the ugliest outfit I've ever seen.
Oh, but we can't name her Barbie because we only have one Barbie.
Gaudy.
No, something kind of
Gaudy.
90s.
Did you say
Oh, wait,
gaudy?
hold on, let me Google it. Let me
I think
Google
I
it.
know
Let me, hold on.
Oh, I have an idea though. I have one in my head.
Popular girls' names in the 90s.
This is Karen. No, it's not a Karen. She needs glasses.
See if the one I'm thinking of
and
comes up.
Lululemon leggings.
Jessica?
And a coffee.
Ashley,
Those are popular girls' names.
Emily,
Wow, they nailed them.
Sarah, Samantha, Amanda, Brittany, Elizabeth, Taylor, Megan,
Rumor,
Hannah,
Scout,
Taylor,
Cody,
Kayla,
Rumor,
Lauren,
Scout.
Stephanie,
I like Kayla.
Rachel,
That's very 90s too.
Jennifer,
Rachel spelled wrong, right?
Why don't you give them all the brown names?
Alexis.
Huh?
Give them all the brown names.
Oh, the family, the Browns?
Yes.
That I like.
Good
From
job,
Sister
Austin.
Wives?
Yeah.
What about Courtney?
Courtney, Rumor, Scout.
I like
Jasmine.
Courtney. I like Kayla.
I like Courtney and Kayla.
And I also like Kelly.
There we go.
Which one, Dad? Does she look like
Does
a
she
Courtney,
look like
a
Courtney,
Kayla, or a
Kayla,
Kelly?
or Kelly?
Wasn't there already a doll named Kelly? Is there not?
The little tiny one.
Those are the little.
Well, it still
Yes,
counts.
Kelly. Go with Kelly. There
No,
you
but
go.
there's already a doll named Kelly.
This is the dumbest argument I've ever been in.
But it's already a doll named Kelly.
Tastes great. Less filling.
Why is she looking at me like that? It's
Because I like that name.
fine, then she's Kelly. I'm just saying there's
All
already
right.
a doll named
Are you going to
Kelly.
teach her a TikTok dance
Can I
now?
do that? Can I do that? Can I do
All right.
that?
We'll see you guys in a bit. Wave.
This is a trial run.
Yes.
Okay, go.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait. Oh, the vomit. I forgot to vomit. I forgot to
Okay.
vomit.
Do I need to announce what we're doing? Does that make it easier?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do it with me saying it again. Okay.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Cross, cowboy, figure 8, up and down, clap, vomit, eating dinner.
Got it.
You got it? You think you got it? Okay. We did it!
I did.
Okay.
My favorite hobby.
It's no puzzle at all. It's time for Austin's book review.
Hey.
Wow, you're bringing that back?
Yeah.
Don't.
Hey.
So
Hey,
today's,
hey.
I said I was going to speed through this a bit more because we're kind of finishing this up. My book reviews is a children's author that I collect and deeply admire, J. Otto Sebold. J. Otto Sebold is best known for his children's book called Olive the Other Reindeer, which is a play on the lyric in Rudolph, Olive the Other Reindeer, Olive the Other Reindeer. She hears the song and thinks it's communicating directly to her that she has to be one of Santa's reindeer, even if she is just a dog. Very charming, sweet books. The artwork in them is just delightful, absolutely delightful. I have a bunch of J. Otto Sebold books. This is the Valentine's Day sequel they did.
Love it.
Called Olive My Love, in which this guy here calls out to Olive, Olive my love, right? Like he's trying to ask her out all of
The
my
joke's
love.
not funny the second time.
And she thinks he lost all of his love. No?
It's not funny the second time. It's funny the first time.
It's very charming.
Is it?
This is The Pig in the Spigot. You mentioned this one.
Because The Pig in the Spigot.
Do you not get it? So these are poems that are plays on words. Pig in the spigot. Pig is in the word spigot, and it's a pig in a spigot.
It's not funny.
Hold on, let me read you some of these.
You're not funny.
Okay. The mother kangaroo makes long jumps and comes to earth with very large bumps. That is the reason why, inside her pouch, her child is constantly screaming, ouch. Get it? Ouch in pouch? Hold on, there's more.
There she goes.
Hold on a second. Oh, look how great the artwork is on this page. That is such charming artwork.
You gotta show it. There you go.
It says, when you're in your neighborhood, you hear a neigh. It means there's a horse not far away. Because neigh is in neighborhood.
No, it's not funny.
It's funny, though.
It's not funny.
But the artwork is
It's
so
a
charming.
cute idea for a kid's book.
It is. I think the reason I really like these books is J. Otto Siebold was one of the very first artists to make his books entirely on a Macintosh using Adobe Illustrator. So the way he makes his artwork is exactly
It's so dorky. Nobody
the same
cares.
way I make my own artwork. A style that is a bit unorthodox and unusual by using vector graphics to create artwork. This was his first book. This is Mr. Lunch Takes a Plane Ride.
Does he ever tackle that that inside crap is rap?
No, but you could think of something.
Make my own, right?
Make your own, yeah. This one is very striking because it's all line work. It's all thick lines. I mean, look at this. How long do you think this took to render on a Macintosh in 1990? I think 92.
Oh, weeks.
Probably took weeks. Yeah. What I'm trying to figure out is how he got the colors to look so good. Because I know a lot of the old Macintoshes were RGB or black and white. How did he get the colors to look this good? I mean, dang. Mind Your Manners, BB Wolf.
We have to go wash our Barbie.
This one was done a bit later, and you can...
Everything he's saying is dorky. Just think about it, okay? Whenever he says something, think, Ryder probably
You can
thinks
really
this is dorky.
see how far his art has come along. This is one of the later books. And, the style is just so advanced now. There's so much going on, from this to this. So, yeah, no, I like J. Otto Siebold, and I collect his books. I look
think
for them...
if you were writing about your sister,
Hi.
you would somehow find her inside beef jerky.
I love that. You're thinking of your own. See? I like that. I like that a lot. I always get lucky with these books at the Sugar Plum Festival at Buena Park Mall and antique stores. I don't know why, but antique stores, they always have these. They're a little pricey. Some of them can be kind of hard to track down. For some reason, I don't even have a real copy of all of the other reindeer. This is a classroom copy.
Oh, bummer.
I know. It even says, for teachers only, on the back here. That's why it kind of looks cheaper,
All right.
So,
Well,
yeah, no.
I will show you my children's book collection.
Okay.
Here you go, Austin. These are mine from when I was a kid. Falling Up, Where the Sidewalk Ends, The Missing Piece Meets the Big O, The Missing Piece, The Giving Tree, A Light in the Attic, and The Giving Tree with CD. This is my Shel Silverstein collection. My dream is to find a signed Shel Silverstein, but it's hard because he passed away many years ago. I collect these and any version hardback of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I have a lot of early editions.
So, Josie and I went inside the house and gave our Barbie a bath. She smells amazing. And her hair, oh my God. I wish you could smell this hair. Isn't she pretty? She's all cleaned up now.
And what's tonight that you're excited about?
Survivor finale. I'm so excited. 3 hours of Survivor. And this season has been the best season so far, so it's really good.
And who do you want to
Tony
win?
for the win.
Tony.
Yes, I'm on Team Cops. Oh, Tony.
All right.
She smells so good.
We'll catch you on the flippity flip.
Bye.
Anything you want to add, Josie?
My mom made a TikTok. I hope
I
it.
did.
I hope it gets a lot of likes. I'll keep you updated.
All right, we'll see you later. Bye now. Another day in the books as we grind ever closer to 60 in a row. This has been a monumental undertaking, and I'm going to take a breather after 60 just because I can't keep up with the editing. It takes all day. Anybody who's edited tapes know it's kind of fun to make videos, not fun to edit. It's very time consuming and very tedious. I've met real film editors. I met the two guys who edited Back to the Future, and these guys edited on film stock, cutting and splicing. Somebody asked them, what's one thing you could have now that you didn't have back then? And the guy said, an undo button. Because once you do it on film and splice it together, it's in. And if you want it redone, you got to start all over. And they were nice guys to talk to, very knowledgeable. And film editing is an art form. Star Wars, when the first Star Wars was screened, the first cut for Spielberg, he was very honest. He said, this is not a movie. This is a mess. And it took Marcia Lucas, George's then wife, to go back and recut it. And she recut the film into basically what it is today, and made it the story arc and the number one film of all time from 77 to 82 until E.T. came out. But another day here in Buena Park, the governor came on and said nothing. He talked about wildfires and showed a fire truck. And it's kind of that bait and switch where the news says, and now here's the governor with the COVID update. And then it comes out and he talks about fires. And I know that we have bad fire seasons, but we have bad fire seasons because the electrical companies are allowed to run rampant and never fix their equipment. PG&E burned down entire cities last year, and only now is facing the music because it takes that long for anything like that to go through. So to get a lecture from the governor on fire safety, it's like, no, dude, we know about. That's a tragedy that we are aware of and are doing our best to mitigate. And then there's a lot of online stuff about the LA shutdown, and I'm in Orange County, so if you live in LA and you're okay with being shut down indefinitely, good on you. But that wouldn't work well for me. I want things back open. That's my opinion. That's my need and want. I like going to work. I enjoy my work. I enjoy my job. And don't get me wrong, it's been a blast staying home with my family and working from home. But all things being equal, I enjoy going into the office and getting work done there in a formal, focused setting. That's just the kind of guy that I am. The work I do is very creative, and I have certain ways that I do it. And I'm very fast at what I do because I have systems down on how to get that first draft done. Because anybody who's ever written anything knows that first drafts can be very difficult. You have to push yourself. So you push and push and push, But I'm working at home. I'm seeing more of my family than ever in my lifetime. And that's a good thing. And you take the good and highlight it. So let's talk about movies today. Because we're stuck at home, I've been buying stuff off eBay, selling stuff on eBay, and sort of keeping my mini economy going. And I found something on eBay that I have looked for since I saw a real one in 1987. And that is this right here. I want to be careful because I don't want to drop it. This is a dark helmet figure cast from the original from Spaceballs. This is an exact duplicate made from the same mold of the one that Rick Moranis uses in Spaceballs. I'm trying to find the rest of the set now. But I've looked for one of those for a long time. Spaceballs premiered in 1987, summer 1987. That was during the weekend I was at the Star Wars 10th anniversary convention at the Stouffer Concourse Hotel at LAX. Me and Toby and Eric and Vaughn were spending the weekend there, and Larry, spending the weekend there immersed in Star Wars. And it was such a good time. It was the first time I'd ever seen props from the film. I saw a speeder bike and the Ark of the Covenant from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and an Ewok and a lightsaber, and I saw Anthony Daniels and George Lucas. But the big highlight of that weekend was they always promote upcoming movies at cons. And one of the staples of the 80s convention, which they don't really do anymore, was there was always a table of giveaways, freebies, and they were substantial freebies. They were posters and stickers and, my favorite, buttons. And one of the buttons they gave us, I have it somewhere in my collection, was a Spaceballs the button. Boom. And I was like, oh yeah, Mel Brooks, the guy who made Young Frankenstein, what I consider the funniest movie ever made, is making a parody of Star Wars. And they had costumes from the movie on display. Dark Helmet, Dot Matrix, Barf. It was truly amazing. And we talked to the guy who was giving out the buttons, and he said, you know, they're sneak previewing the movie tonight at this theater, local. And my friends and I were like, we're going, man. So we got in the car and we drove like 45 minutes to an hour. You know, LA traffic, even back then, was bad. And we found where their sneak preview was. And when we got there, of course, it's sold out. They're not going to let us in. My friend Larry was in full makeup he was a dog alien. And we were all dressed in Star Wars. And we all had our Spaceballs buttons. And this guy walking his dog. And we all had our Spaceballs buttons. And we're like, no, we to get in, we have these buttons. We're here to see Spaceballs. And the usher goes, give me a button and you can get in. So, boom, here's a button, because we can get more at the con. So we got to the door, and I swear to God, I have friends that can verify this. Mel Brooks opened the door, and he looked at us, and we were like, oh my God, it's Mel Brooks. And he looked at us, you know, he knows it's full. They filled the theater, and he goes, oh, Spaceballs buttons. I love Spaceballs buttons. Come in, come in. And he directed us to not the front row of the theater, but the space in front of the front row, and we laid on the floor, all us nerds, and we watched the movie staring straight up at the screen. And it was one of the most enjoyable and memorable movie experiences of my lifetime. We saw Spaceballs. Ronnie, what's his name? Ronnie, the guy who helped write it, he also played the minister in the movie. Ronnie was there, and Mel Brooks was there, and we got to cheer Spaceballs on the big screen in the room with Mel Brooks. Now, Rick Moranis and John Candy weren't there. If they were, I might have died that day, because those guys were gods to me. They still are. God bless John Candy. And I just saw Rick Moranis on Prop Culture, and I literally almost started crying, because he's retired years ago to take care of his family. Comedy geniuses. And I always say, like, Mel Brooks, John Candy, Rick Moranis, Bill Murray. Guys like that made my childhood. So thank you guys, and check out, if you haven't seen Spaceballs, the movie. And the movie is good, but the real money's made in the merchandise. They never made merchandise because George Lucas wouldn't allow it. He had a very good reason. He didn't want people to get confused with Star Wars figures and Spaceball figures on the shelf. So they never made Spaceballs figures. And that was his reason. And me, I have 91 reasons.